At the top of the show tonight, we talked about how some of the GOP proponents of the big lie that Trump somehow actually won the 2020 election are now running for major political office, a sign that some of the most anti-democratic elements of the post-Trump Republican Party are cementing themselves into the party's foundation. But this week, we are seeing even the most fringe parts of the far-right media establishment forced to admit that there was no widespread voter fraud. After relentlessly reporting on how corrupt the 2020 election supposedly was, the far-right One American News Network aired this admission yesterday.
Georgia officials have concluded that there was no widespread voter fraud by election workers who counted ballots at the State Farm Arena in November 2020. The results of this investigation indicate that Ruby Freeman and Wandrea Shea Moss did not engage in ballot fraud or criminal misconduct while working at State Farm Arena on election night.
So there you have it. After months and months of reporting baseless allegations that two women who helped administer the 2020 election in Georgia processed fake ballots to steal the election from Trump, OAN is now admitting that those allegations were a lie. There was never an anti-Trump election fraud scheme in Georgia or anywhere for that matter. Yet that lie was repeated over and over again by Trump and his allies like Rudy Giuliani, who sought to subvert the 2020 election results. That lie made those two Georgia election workers the subjects of harassment and abuse by Trump supporters. Their lives were upended because of this lie. So they sued OAN and Rudy Giuliani for defamation. That 30-second statement OAN broadcast yesterday was a response to that lawsuit, which was settled last month. That is why, after months and months of lies, we now have OAN openly admitting that their initial reporting, and I use the word reporting in the loosest of senses, was false. That, quote, Georgia officials have concluded that there was no widespread voter fraud. Ruby Freeman and Wandrea Shea Moss did not engage in ballot fraud or criminal misconduct. Their words. While that doesn't undo the months of harassment those two women faced, it is one small step towards correcting the record on one of the far-right's loudest propaganda networks. And it is another reminder that right now, legal action seems to be the only successful way of pushing back against the election conspiracies and misinformation spread by some on the far right.